Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Migrant Hope channel. I'm your host Charlene Assam, and as we can see, we are in a different setting today. So on today's video, it's really more like an encouragement as we go into 2020 for all my lovely college grads, people who did graduate in May of 2019, and more importantly in December of 2019. It's just an encouragement video on how to just keep your head above the water. I know sometimes when we graduate from college, the biggest question that our friends and family ask us is, what's next? What are you doing? What are you doing? And sometimes, to be very honest, we truthfully do not even know what we want to do yet. So I just want to give you a couple of tips and just things that you need to keep in mind so that you just keep your head above the water. You stay encouraged in your pursuit to find out who it is that you want to be, one, and what career, what job, what kind of role you want to see yourself in, or you see yourself in the future. So I hope this helps. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And so I think the first thing that I would say to any and everyone is, you're a lot stronger than you actually think. See guys, take this from me, right? I moved here when I was 17. As soon as I landed in the US, I went directly to my college dorm, like on that Friday of freshman orientation. It was a very quick transition, and you know, I dealt with a lot of stuff in this country, guys. When I tell you that like just so much stuff happened, you know, when I came here for college, just assimilating into a new culture, meeting different people, you know, just having different encounters and everything. It was a very tough experience, but I really, like, in hindsight now, 4 years of undergrad and 1 year of grad school, which was definitely, it was easy coursework wise, but definitely a lot more challenging, like personally and just everything. And I want to just encourage you that you are a lot stronger than you think. So as you actually search and, you know, explore different things that you want to do with your life and yourself, I really want to encourage you, believe that you are a lot stronger, because life will throw a lot of curveballs at you, but you know, it gets better, and I promise you it definitely does. So the next thing is, in your pursuit, right, while you're discovering what it is that you want to do post college, right, is just develop a skill of critical thinking. That's something that I don't care, regardless of what job you have in this world, or regardless of what role you have, you need to be able to develop. You need to be able to use your mind to be able to think. You don't just want people to just give you the answer easily, because it's not going to be challenging for you, and it's not going to be helpful for your own development. So I highly encourage you, how you can develop this critical thinking is by reading a lot. When I graduated from college, granted I knew what I wanted to do, but at the same time too, I would read extensively, and I just read random self-help books. I read some romance, some fiction. I personally don't like non-fiction, but I was able to read, and in reading you really expand your vocabulary. Now, the third thing is, associate yourself with people who you want or aspire to be like. There's some, and I know that with our generation and with the way this country is set up, sometimes, guys, if you're an immigrant like me, sometimes, you know, it gets very lonely in America. But you have to remember that you want to associate yourself with people who you aspire to be. So while you discover yourself and while you explore different opportunities which are available to you, it's okay to let go of friendships that may not have necessarily been very tangible to you, or may not have been very beneficial to you. Explore different things, talk to people, have your LinkedIn profile set up, because I found that with having my LinkedIn profile set up, I've been able to connect with many individuals who I'm on the same wavelength, same mentality as. So I highly encourage you to associate yourself with people who you want to be like, or who you aspire to be like, because that would really help you in navigating what it is that you want to do. Now, the third thing is, never ever settle. One thing that I can tell you guys, if you grew up in America, or if you're more familiar with this culture, is never ever settle. America is literally the land of opportunities. Like, you can find what it is you want. Even if the job doesn't exist, there's so much space and liberation for being an entrepreneur. So don't ever settle. It may take you a longer time to figure out what it is you want to do, but take your time. There's really no rush in life. One thing that I had to learn with myself is, life, literally everybody walks at a different pace. Everybody does things differently. Do not ever compare yourself with other people. For example, when I graduated from college, my friend group, all of us all had jobs outside of college. Like, as soon as we graduated, we all knew exactly where we're going. But there were a lot of people in our MBA class too who probably did not have that much of an idea as to what they wanted to do. But I cannot say that they are less successful than we are now, because everybody has a very different pace and everybody walks very differently in life. So be very open to that and don't ever settle. And the last thing I would say is, it's very important that you take this moment and take this time as you explore to really understand who you are, because it goes in hand with not settling. Understand who you are as a human being. Take some time to understand who you are as a person. This is something that, of course, you're not going to learn overnight, because you evolve as a person and everything. But take some time to really truthfully sit down and really figure out, okay, I'm this kind of person. Because I figured that if I know what kind of person I am, then I'll be able to say, okay, this kind of job maybe works for me, this probably doesn't work for me. For example, if I'm a people person, I know that maybe like a role where I'm in customer service, not necessarily picking up the phone, but in a job where you get to talk to people, so it's probably going to be a lot more helpful for you. So I think that definitely being in a situation where you can understand yourself by reading, talking to people, take some time to self-reflect. I find that it's very helpful, and I would encourage every young person to do so. Take some time, self-reflect, do like your pros and cons, do your personal SWOT analysis, and figure out where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are, where your opportunities are, where you can actually take advantage of and become a better professional. So I hope these tips were very helpful for you guys, and I just wanted to just encourage you. I know post-graduation may be a little bit scary. Some of us are still living with our parents, and you're just not exactly sure what the future holds for you. But I want to encourage you that everybody's on a very different trajectory in life. Take your time, explore, figure out what it is you want to do. I'm always a resource for you guys. If you kind of want to go through a brainstorming exercise, feel free to email me. I always leave my email in the description box below, and I'm always here for you guys. Thank you so much, and I really hope you have a wonderful day and a happy 2020.